What's up? If you're watching this video, chances are your R2 button broke on your PS4 controller. Here's my R2 button. As you can see, the plastic hinge has broken, and I can't find any videos on how to fix it. So now I am going to attempt to fix it myself. As you can see, I've taken apart my PS4 controller, and what I'm going to, chances are if you've seen this video, success, it worked, otherwise I would not be posting it. So spoiler alert, it worked. Now what I'm going to do on how to fix it is, as you can see, it's just a plastic hinge. So I'm going to try and replace the plastic hinge with a metal, I want to say a metal pin to make it more sturdier so it will not break in the future. So I got a paper clip, and what I'm going to do is use this wire as the metal pin, and it is going to fit right there, right in the hinge. There's the L2 button. So I'm going to get that long and just replace the plastic pin with the metal one. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to have to drill it a small hole right there all the way through, and I'm going to have to snip the pin off, and hopefully that'll work. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a try. As you can see, it's kind of rigid. Let me see if the camera will get in focus. Probably not. But I'm going to try and sandpaper that so it's flat so it'll be easier to drill. So now to sand this down, I'm going to be using a rotary tool to make that flat. Now if you don't have a rotary tool, use a sandpaper, use file. You don't need to be spending a lot of money just to file this down, so I would recommend those if you don't have a rotary tool, but if you have one, great. Okay, now that I got that part flattened, see if you can see that there. Now my next attempt, I'm going to take a small drill bit and I'm going to drill it where the plastic pin was all the way down till it comes out the other side. So by the time I'm done, there should be a small little hole coming off of both ends. Okay, now I've been drilling for a while, and I came out the other side. As you can see, there's pieces of plastic. You definitely want to get that out of there so it's not in the way. And now I got a hole coming out the other side. Now, when you do this, you want to start off with the smallest drill bit possible. So if you just start with the big one, you more than likely you're going to end up screwing it up. So you want to start with the small one, and then work your way up to the next big one until you're able to fit the pin through that hole. Okay, well, I got the hole go through. Now, I've actually changed my mind. Instead of using the enormous heavy-duty paper clip, because you can see the gauge of the hole is kind of small. I don't want to break through on any of the sides of the hole. So, and as you can see, the pin, I'd have to make the hole bigger, and I don't want to risk messing up the plastic, you know. So I'm going with a smaller heavy-duty paper clip. And I'm going to use this as a hinge pin instead of the big one, and it should fit right in there. Figured if I snip that off and just slide that right through, it should work. Fingers crossed. Now, in order to snip my metal pin, I'm going to be using needle nose pliers, and you can actually cut wires with these. And you know what? If you're young, if you're under 14 or something, get your dad's permission. Or you know what? Ask your dad to help you. It's a nice father and son project. And because chances are you'll fuck it up and you'll leave me negative comments and shit. That'll be okay. Well, I clipped my pin off. As you can see, might be some sharp ends on the pin. You can just go ahead and file that down with the sandpaper or the rotary we were using. And as you can see, the pin will fit right in like that. Now, before I put this in, I want to make sure it stays in place, so I'm going to use a little bit of glue and glue this pin right in there. And just to be safe, I'm going to let it dry overnight. Definitely don't want to work on it right away. I want to give it some time to dry. So we're going to go ahead and do that and continue this video tomorrow. Before I end the session, I should probably glue this first. And I'm just using regular old super glue. Put a little dab on it right at the end. Jesus Christ, is there anything in here? There we go. And I'm just gonna get what I can on this and just let it dry overnight. Okay, let's take a look at this bad boy and see how it came. Alright. Looks and feels pretty sturdy. Alright. Now I'm just gonna pop this back onto the controller and give her a test run. See how she works. Wish me luck. Okay, well, I tested it out and so far so good. The R2 button is now holding up. See if you can see the middle pin I put in there. When you do take it apart, just so you know ahead of time, there are metal springs in there. They are very small and very easy to lose. So watch out for that. I played a couple of rounds on Call of Duty Ghosts Free for All, my game of choice. And yeah, so far it held up, but only time is going to tell. So, and if the L2 button ever decides to break, which I don't know why it wouldn't, now I know how to fix it, and so do you. So, but these controllers are definitely not cheap. I'm talking about $60 a piece. So I was actually really pissed off when the R2 button broke. I've had this controller for a little over a month, and it broke on me. And yeah, there's another problem with the controller is the rubber grips on the analog sticks wore off, and this didn't even last a month. And I noticed wear and tear on it. At first, the controller, it was awesome. But then time started to kick in, and you noticed all these damages happening to the controller. I got really pissed. So whatever profit I stopped Sony from getting in their pockets, hey, mission accomplished. So save me $60, and hopefully I saved you guys $60. So, but if everything worked out for you, give me a thumbs up and spread this video around, because I know I'm not the only person who has had the R2 button broke. From what I hear, it's happening a lot more than you think. If you haven't broken yours yet and you play first-person shooter games, it's going to happen to you. Sooner or later, it will happen to you. I've read on forum posts, I've heard people on the PlayStation Network saying they bought another controller and that broke, and they bought another one and that broke. So I'm assuming it has something to do with all the controllers. And when it does break, refer them to this video, because so far it's working for me. I hope it works for you. Thanks. Hey, what's going on? Just a quick update. It's been 2 days so far, and the R2 button is still working. It's still holding on. So, yeah, give it a go. Also, I wanted to touch base. If this is something you don't want to attempt on your controller, there's the other option is probably posting it on eBay and selling your controller for parts. That's one option. Also, I just talked to my buddy today, and it turns out he went out and bought a new controller after his R2 button broke. And I don't know why I didn't think of this, but he ended up buying his controller at Best Buy. And you know how Best Buy likes to hassle their customers about buying the extended warranty and everything? Well, he actually purchased the extended warranty on the controller. So if it ever does happen to break, he can just take it back, which more than likely is going to end up breaking. So I think he said he paid $11 and some change for it, and it covers 2 years. So that's one option you might want to go if you want to buy another controller. But yeah, if the R2 button on this one ends up crapping out again, you know, after my fix, then that's probably the route I'm going to go. So I hope this information helped you out. Later.